You know, after watching this video, I'm gonna get straight to it. Straight to it.
AEW fans and pro wrestling fans, I need your guys' help. I don't know why people still watch this show. Okay, just look at the card and give me a few reasons why you still watch AEW. What do they do that makes you stay loyal to right off the bat? All Star tag match. How many times do they do this? I swear they do this twice a week, and it's they just want to throw All Star in front of it. They get randomly thrown together, 8 guys together. Why are these 8 fighting? And then this, Tony Storm. Who is she facing? Who is this? And why is she getting a title shot if she wins? It just like random, thrown together. What are we doing? The Eliminator match is something AEW loves to pull out. But when WWE was doing similar stuff, when, oh, you got to beat the champ to get a title shot and then lose to the champ, like everyone shit on that. And we should be shitting on this too because they still are doing Eliminator matches with random people they pull off the street. MJF and the Hurt Syndicate are still going. MJF is great. I just wish he would go to WWE already. Okay, he's just wasting his career. I know he's 26 or 27, whatever he is. He has plenty of time, and he will eventually be in WWE. But they just got him doing random stuff, man. Why is he palling around with the Hurt Syndicate? Like, is he like he's almost coming off like a comedy right now? Like he's joking around with them, like trying to win them over. And why? What are they going to get you? You want to really join that group? No. So like, I see right through this whole story. Pro wrestling fans, what is keeping you with AEW Dynamite? If it's just you actually like watching in-ring wrestling, and that's the only thing that keeps you watching the show, fine, I guess. But you can't tell me with a straight face that their stories are good, that they make you invest, that they make you can't wait until the next show. They just don't. Everything feels so random and so like just thrown together.
I watched AEW because I always wanted a different wrestling company that would have WWE size, like in the sense of they will go into big arenas, big shows, etc. I always wanted that. I wanted that for TNA. They're slowly doing that now, but I wanted it then. But it just couldn't happen because of decisions, bad decisions or whatever. Reason why I keep watching AEW is because it's something different from WWE. They're gonna give me something that WWE will not give me. For example, some hardcore stuff. Even if some things are uncalled for, like the Moxley with the spikes in his back, I like that was a bit much. But at the same time, ever since AEW had a full gear with Omega taking on Moxley in a lights out match, and they brought out a spider web barbed wire and they suplexed each other onto it, or when Moxley brought out glass or thumbtacks or big old golden chain link and then wrapped it around Omega and hanged him onto the top rope. Like, when it comes to that, AEW gives me certain things that I know that I low key wanted from WWE, but they won't or they can't give it to us because they're a publicly traded company, they're PG, and they gotta abide to certain rules and sponsorships because at the end of the day, it's a business that's trying to make money. That's why they make certain decisions that'll have you baffled and be questioning. But in the end of the day, if it saves them money or if they make a purchase and it benefits them, then they will do it. Why did they buy Lucha Libre? I don't know. I look at it as because we could. But if you want to look at it from a deeper perspective, I don't know how you could because at the end of the day, you're not behind the scenes, you're not there. So, but again, it's all about perception. It's all about perception, and perception is reality, right? So for him, he believes that, or in his eyes, AEW is not offering things to him that WWE is obviously offering things to him. But now he's trying to do is he's trying to paint a narrative, or he's trying to like get others to be like, hey guys, I don't like this. Join me. It's like, nah,
Nah,
bitch,
bitch,
I'm
I'm
cool.
cool.
Like, I'll do my own thing. I'll watch my own shit because I like, for example, everybody's seeing the rise of TNA wrestling now, but they weren't there when they were trying to rebuild themselves. Y'all was still mocking them and still laughing at TNA or Impact at the time. But I remember when Penta fought Sammy Callahan in a mask versus hair match at Slammiversary in Toronto. Or the first Rampage means so much to me because Christian Cage won the Impact World title on AEW Rampage. And for him to do that, for Christian to win the world title for Impact and bring it back to Impact just to drop it to Josh Alexander at Bound for Glory. I mean, come on, gang. And then it just keeps going on, and now you see them rebuild. You saw Ospreay and Mike Bailey at Bound for Glory. You see Ospreay and Josh Alexander at not Hard to Kill, but the Impact after Hard to Kill in Vegas. And then TNA Wrestling just came through, and they started to open up, and with the business changing, WWE was able to work with them as well. So to answer your question, why do I care about AEW? Simply that. I want more wrestling, more variety. That's why. The same reason why people like New Japan. I can't get into New Japan, but it's a certain style that people fuck with. I'm not gonna jock or disrespect those who love New Japan, because to me, it's not hitting for me. So if AEW is not hitting for you, why are you focused on that? Just focus on what works. Drop AEW if you had to, and just focus on what works for you. Honestly, there's no point of you sitting here and being like, yeah, this show sucks. Anybody else agree? like why are you looking for validation for others to agree with you whether this show sucks or not? Like, honestly, AEW is not as bad as people think, especially when you actually watch the show. Now, why did the All-Star Tag Team happen? Easy. Omega has been feuding with Okada and the Bucks for the last year because he was hurt or injured or sick, and they used that into storyline. They took him out, and then when he came back, when he was wrestling for New Japan with Gabe Kidd, and then he came back for AEW by the time Grand Slam came around, and then he won the International Championship. Now he's going after Okada, but Okada is ducking him. Why is Mike Bailey and Mark Briscoe and Kevin Knight in the fray? Because Kevin Knight and Mike Bailey has had a little bit of a rivalry building with Ricochet, all because of big and bald jokes, right? And obviously, Mark Briscoe is more like a support character in the sense of he's the one that you hear the music play every time there's a scuffle or like there's a 3-on-1 advantage beatdown, and then he's the guy that comes down and saves you. Because that's literally been his role for the last couple of months since he lost the Ring of Honor World title. So, there you go. It doesn't matter how you feel. It doesn't matter if you think it's good or not. I'm here to give you an explanation on why this is happening. That's all. The Toni Storm Eliminator match, I do agree on that. We shitted on when WWE did it with the championship contenders match, things like that. But at least with AEW, they have partnerships with Japanese promotions and Mexican promotions, and they allow their wrestlers to come in, whether they win or lose, don't matter. They still get paid in the end of the day. So they bring in Miyu just to have this match with Toni Storm. Because I guess in Tony Khan's eyes, he does not want to use... Because the other women are battling for the Owen Hart tournament. And for some characters, I'm sure he would want to rebuild certain characters like a Chris Statlander. So sacrificing Chris Statlander again to Toni Storm maybe not be a good idea. So, get an outsider just to do this one match and call it a day because people still want to see Toni Storm. She hasn't been wrestling since she defended the title against Megan Bayne. She had a match with Queen Aminata on Collision last Saturday. And then, the reason why the Eliminator match happened because she threw out a challenge and someone answered the call. That's all. That's it. Why did Hangman Adam Page fight Kyle Fletcher in the main event? Because they're in the Owen Hart tournament. Owen Hart tournament is basically like a King of the Ring tournament, basically, where you get a title shot at the end, whoever wins the tournament. There you go. So, in an honor, paying tribute to Owen Hart, they get an opportunity at the World Championship. That's it. And the reason why MJF and the Hurt Business are going at it is because they literally told us MVP had ties with MJF before AEW. They met because wrestlers always meet each other one way, shape, or form. So they met in the sense of MVP might have helped MJF in his career type beat. And then once MVP came to AEW with the Hurt Syndicate, they went on to win the World Tag Team titles, but they're striving for more. and they see MJF as a tool. So on one side, the Hurt Business is looking to use MJF to their advantage because he's already been the world champion. He's already been the international champion. He's already won that Dynamite Diamond ring for the last 6 years. Like they're using a guy who knows AEW by like the back of his hand to their advantage versus MJF wanting to use MVP as like his manager or be a part of the Hurt Syndicate to have muscle behind him, especially with someone that he knows on a deeper level than an Adam Cole and those he mingled in the past. At least he have MVP by his side, someone he actually low-key trusts. All he needs is to get validation from Bobby and Shelton. That's all he needs. For then, if he joins the Hurt Syndicate, and in his mind, he'll have the Hurt Syndicate help him get back the World Championship. But we don't know what's going to happen in between. So let's say MJF joins the Hurt Syndicate, then what happens when the World Championship is involved? Are they going to drop MJF then? Or they're going to help him get the title and then drop him and get the championship match? And there's so many possibilities they could work with. But the thing is, the problem with you is that you're digging too deep and you sound more of a critic than a fan. A fan will just watch and enjoy what they're seeing, move forward. A critic will harvest on old shit and never move on and will always bring up certain things that happened before and then apply it to new situations now. So in the end of the day, AEW is not for you. Why focus on it? Move on. That's all. Why AEW fans still watch AEW? Because there's more wrestling on TV now than there was 10 years, 15 years ago. So that's why people love AEW or watch AEW, because they want to help it. Right now it's in a funk. Guess what? WWE was in a funk 5 years ago. You could apply the same shit to WWE 5 years ago. Why did Vince McMahon come up with the wild card rule where 5 superstars from Raw can go to SmackDown and vice versa? Why did they come up with a 2 out of 3 falls match where during the breaks you get a fall apiece? Why? I can bring up so many examples because I actually watch the fucking shows. Not just see a clip or see highlights on YouTube and then come up with a ridiculous opinion from there. I actually sit and watch all 3 hours of Raw then and 2 hours of SmackDown. So, I don't know. So, hope y'all enjoyed this little explanation video of why people like AEW. The stories may not be hidden for you. That's something for you to identify. That's not for AEW to identify. They're just putting shit out there, and whatever sticks. Guess what? WWE does the same thing. So, every wrestling company will do shit on their own accord. All it takes is for you to say something about it. If it gains attraction, they're going to keep going with it whether you like it or not. I got favorites in AEW, just like I got favorites in WWE. Let's be honest, WWE is at its peak when it's WrestleMania season going into SummerSlam. After SummerSlam, that's when the decline happens because then you got to build to War Games. And not a lot of people like War Games. And then after War Games, there's nothing for a whole month and a half until the Royal Rumble comes back around. And that's where AEW excels because they come from All In and they keep the ball going because whatever storyline they got will go into all out, and then it will go into the Continental Classic, which honestly is a banger of a tournament, to be honest. AEW succeeds summer going into winter, while WWE goes from winter all the way into the summer. Tell me I'm wrong. You can't tell me I'm wrong there. You can't tell me that WWE's peak is from January to September, and then the decline happens in October, and then it goes further to December, and then it's at the bottom of the barrel by the time it gets to January going into the Rumble again. So
swing the wing, it's gone.